It's kind of the interesting state that a lot of teams looked at Zero and said, you basically gained a Valkyrie on your team here, but look, knowing how thin and how narrow they are, you can do so much damage with them, and straight away, that info is going to pay off dividends as they saw the Mozzie step in. Excellent call up there and great team play. This is where you're seeing that togetherness of BDS come to shine.
Great use of the information there. Shaiko able to shut down the opener, but will be traded out. Quite a late trade from Milan there, but Karjeka does get downed along the way. He's going to drop himself like a game of Plinko all the way down to that basement, and Pasha just waiting there with open arms on the Arune, able to resurrect Karjeka and put him back up onto 20 HP, but loses his life in doing so. There's Rafal getting in there very quickly, ferreting him out and finding the kill.
Well, it's enough to keep things rolling. Yeah, sure, one was traded back, but you've got rid of the two big players really on the side of Virtus.pro. If you remove Milan from the equation, someone that has had an incredible game on this map before. I'm looking to Rask in a lot of these rounds because against Na'Vi, he was the instigator of chaos in so many rounds. He was greeting Doki or other entrants into the map early on, springing up on the other end of the map 30 seconds later and causing absolute chaos. So for him to go down early, it's going to sting. But here we go. Briday's not quite sure what to do against the smokes as they come singing out on the front door. Surely panic stations now go on for BDS, who might be been punished here for their slowness. WTG's out. Can he get into Bridey? It doesn't matter at this point as they've all been put in the dirt. I said the one player that's left is going to be Milan, and with him left alive, he gets to 3k. BDS, as good as the round started, can't quite close it out. VP with round number 1 on the board. Not going to see any use this round, Ace.
Absolutely not. They go along with Alem there, and Renshiro, he's looking to clear out this top floor now, and Roma's just proving a bit of a problem for BDS, as what a shot from Rask, just managing to find an angle around that window ledge and gets the kill onto Renshiro, giving Virtus.pro another advantage. Are we really seeing stage 2 of the resurgence of Virtus.pro here? But BDS, they managed to level things up 2-2 on the board now, and we're coming into the final minute. Milan, he's looking to
take a potential fight against him, or are you really just that nervous that you're going to get pinched if you don't get down there fast enough? I don't know, but it was a little bit weird to die so freely there and give an absolute freebie over to Rafal. 15 seconds to go though. Those 45 seconds, sorry, have burnt down to nothing, and here come BDS, and of course you're going to be terrified when Shaiko is leading the charge. Karjeka, he's pulled off some big clutches on this map. Can he do it again? Finds one, may need to reload here as well, might have to, but here we go. He hits the deck, shotguns out, but Rafal wins it out for Karjeka, who's had so many big 1v2s on this map in previous weeks. Sadly, today is not going to be that day.
Exactly where those defenders are, try and get the locations on them so they can think about a potential plant here. And I'm looking, Des, and Virtus.pro, they're a little bit light on site here. There could be an opportunity for BDS.
It could be, but what makes me the most nervous is, well, one, you got the C4 from Ras potentially from below, plus you got the heavy intel gain coming out from the 2 VP members with those bulletproof cams. What makes me slightly nervous, though, is that they've burnt through the ADSs with all the utility that BDS had, and now they've got no way of expelling them because the grenades didn't come out. Alem's now dead with 2 grenades in pocket once again. That's the second time this has happened. They aren't getting to use any of this destructive utility they've got because they seem a little bit out of sync, BDS, on a couple of these attacks. It is early doors, but that's how it's feeling, Ace.
WTG's just done a huge job for Virtus.pro there, shutting down Alems and Ranchiro as they tried to get control of console, and then he gets a third on the round, and it's just as important, if not more so, finding the kill onto the plant in Bredey. So that now leaves us 4 versus 1. It's all down to Rafal. The Surya gate is reactivated, Des. Its time had elapsed and it was available to be used again. Here comes the one-punch run-out that you were talking about, but the Claymore will slow Pasha down. Rafal hears that barricade break. He looks to move around, but he's completely unaware of Pasha's ultimate location, and he's shut down, and Virtus.pro find themselves in the lead once again, and this is looking like a different Virtus.pro to the one we've seen previously with that explosive. Now here comes the danger as he moves through into the antechamber there. That's where we could see him coming unstuck. There's a pre-placed under the floor, but for now Alems keeps himself safe. No, he does not, because Jekka hits it at exactly the right time, maybe supported by a bit of information there, but that leaves us 3 versus 4, and Virtus.pro once again fighting back.
And there is one more C4 left. WTG can have a massive impact here. It depends on when the push comes in. Without the smoke, that's what you're relying on to deny a plant if it's going to come through. And you can see Playday is chomping at the bit. He's saying, take me off the leash and I'll be bolting in there like a hound. And here we go. Almost a distraction tactic maybe coming out behind him here to make them think that he's only just going to start thinking about going in. Out comes the C4. In fact, he's being zapped by Milan off to the side. It will go down though. Sure, he gets finished off, but Diffuser's on the ground. Advantage now to BDS. They've got the vertical control. They've got the outside control. It's going to be a real war for Milan to do anything here. Takes one, but has now got to go on to win two. Has no idea where the assailants are, but Shaiko, he always strikes when most needed. BDS take round number 4. We've definitely got a game on our hands here.
Get in here aggressively as possible and find kills. It's something that we picked up on last time that BDS didn't do. They weren't aggressive enough. As you say, they threw utility in there, but didn't follow in behind it to take advantage. So right now they're trying to speed things up, and they're also going for the opposite take. They're leaving the yellow stairs, they're leaving the console windows alone for the time being, and it's all focusing on meeting. And what a headshot from Shaiko onto Rask, and that gets us underway in round 5.
Shaiko's just better. Only way I can put it. Rask is struggling to make an impact against the entry might that is coming out of BDS so far. And the info they're given with these zero cams, it is so cautious and sensible. Rating it big time. They're dealing with the aggressive play that VP do, but it seems now to be the later round where they struggle ever so slightly. And sure enough, Milan, solid as a rock inside a connector, gets one back onto Shaiko. 4 versus 4 and about 70 seconds to play.
That's the danger for Shaiko right now. He keeps coming in and getting the entries, which is his job, and he's doing a fantastic work at it, but he's getting shut down too soon afterwards. He's not generally doubling down. You can see 5 rounds, 5 kills. BDS, they could just do with squeezing that extra drop or 2 out of him. They can't always be reliant, but those are certainly the performances where they do shine. Now, Pasha shines as he shuts down Rafal, finds a second with a kill onto Renshiro, and Virtus Pro, they take another Des. It's 3-2. He's got a nitro. They can't leave him underneath because that's exactly what he wants. He's managed to capture drones. He's using them here, as we can see, for information, and that is the one that I was really hoping that we would see. Thank you, medics. So he has now got a drone located, looking at the default plant spot. They have to deal with Rask because he can see if they go in and try and get the diffuser down, and all he's going to do is he's going to walk his way in there. He's going to throw that explosive up onto the ceiling, and he's going to destroy the LMs. He's taking another bite at the cherry. He's trying to put the shots onto Rask, and he does put the frighteners in there, so that dips back Rask further into bathroom. And right now it's 3 versus 3, 50 seconds left to go, and this one's on a knife edge.
You ask me, this is where you're seeing the duality of man, or the duality of Rask. He loves being aggressive, likes getting up in the grill of entry players, but here he was planning to sit back and play behind that C4. But sadly, BDS, with the numbers they have, pinch in. Milan again from around connector, connects onto a Lems. That is honestly his power position. Previous rounds, he's got 2K, 3K from there. Here, shutting down another one in the mid-round. And we find ourselves in a similar spot to round 2, where yes, it's a different site. We're upstairs and not downstairs, but it's a 2v2 to close, Ace.
So far, BDS really struggling in what is sort of a war of attrition here, Des. We've already lost a Lem there to a fairly easy kill to Milan because he was low health. It was one shot, and so you lose your fights. Milan manages to find Playday, and ultimately Rafal is the last left, 35 HP. It's again an easy mop-up for Milan. So a great round from Virtus Pro there, where they weren't panicked by losing men. They just kept fighting, kept chipping away at BDS and leaving them at a severe disadvantage in those gunfights. Stage 1.5 minutes left to go. Basically, what you're wanting to do is use those toxic babes in the final 30 to 40 seconds on the default plant spot to prevent the attackers getting in there and being able. You're trying to burn the remainder of the round. Now, Lems is going to be downed on the bandit, finished off by Milan once again. He's having a great game so far, finding himself the opener 10-4 here. Now, Playday will shut down Pasha with a headshot, so that's sort of question 1 answered. There's Playday on the Goyo. He does not mind the Vector.
Hits in the dying 10 seconds or so, because think about the damage that can be done with those yokais.
Certainly is, and of course he'll have plenty of charges here. The stuns haven't been used so far, assuming the drones haven't been taken out, but they're not going to need it at this rate, as Milan and WTG manage to find themselves kills apiece. 3 versus 2, but Kajeka, he's getting the diffuser down. I don't think they're aware, Des. They can't have been. There was no attempt to shut that down. Either that or Renshiro is out of yokai drones and they've been destroyed. One way or another, the diffuser is on the ground and active. Kajeka will be finished off, but Rask, he manages to trade that out onto Renshiro. It's all done. down to Shaiko. How many times have we said that, and how many times does he manage to follow it up with a win? 1 versus 2, but time is ticking by. 14 seconds to find 2 kills and get on the diffuser. Surely it's not going to be enough. Des, he finds one onto Rask. He's got about 8 seconds to find Milon here. He challenges from the yellow stairs. He knows where he is. Shut down by Milon on a headshot, and Milon right now, he's on a tear. He's unstoppable for Virtus in the stage that they've had. I'm sure that is going to be a great consolation for them. Milon once again does doubling down on his performance, comes in with an opener, this time onto Playday, taking the Malusi off the board. It's not the end of the world in terms of gadgetry. Those Banshees will already be applied and active, but Rask, he manages to get in and find one onto Ranshiro. Shaiko taking about 98 damage there. He is a breath away from death, and it is not looking good for BDS here. Virtus Pro looking to just catapult themselves onto the match point.
Choco just wants to play Rainbow Six Siege very hard edition, I think, here. Stepping into 1 HP, knowing you have to hit every shot first time without anything being fired back. He really wants to give himself a challenge, but I think either way you're looking at it, with him and Rafal being the last 2 left standing and all the pressure now starting to bear down on them from VP, who have still got 75 seconds to play with, I don't see how they hold on. Milon has been an absolute terror this whole game. In round 8, he's on 13 kills. Rask is finally making an appearance in the game too, with 2 kills in the round. Oh, that's the kind of shot I'm talking about. No. That made me nervous then. I started sweating in my palms. I could feel it. That is one of the naughtiest shots, the filthiest things I've seen in the last 12 months. He has here puts him on top of his 87 that he had before. He's also breaking the 3-digit barrier. What a game. Look at this.
What a game. You can't, I mean,
a numbers advantage for Virtus Pro, and for BDS, you're already starting to sweat a bit now, thinking, oh no. Is it really going to go this way on the last day of the season? Are we going to hand the championship over to Na'Vi? Here we go. Rask with one onto Rafal. He was on the Echo. He blasts him out, but doesn't take the gunfight. Not quite sure what that was all about. 2 kills come back the other way. Make it 3. And Alem says, our story doesn't end here. There's still some more rounds to play. And Alem's, I thank you, because this game needs it.
The problem is that there's one man still on the board, Des, and that man's name is Milon, and he manages to turn the tide, find a kill. It's his 14th of the game. WTG backs him up, and right now they've got an opportunity to get this diffuser down. It's all about the cover from WTG. Playday, he's on the prowl. He's stalking. He's trying to find his man, but no, WTG shuts him down through the rotation, and that is going to be a great Playday 9 win for Virtus Pro, taking down the top of the table, and now Na'Vi know they only need 1 point. In fact, they don't need anything, Des. That has just secured the #1 spot for Na'Vi, because they tied on points and they have the head-to-head.